Gentlemen, my name's Mr. Hydra, and this is Rust Console Edition. This is the first episode of my mini-series on Power Surge Made Easy. This series is just for people who want to have working systems that they just want to copy and paste and throw into their base, know exactly how to set it up. They don't care how it works or why it works or any of the numbers. They just know that it works and they want it set up in their base. This video is for you. The next video will be me breaking down each one of these systems and going through them in depth so you have an understanding of actually how they work if you want to know that. And then I'll have another episode on secondary systems that I believe are essential for your bases that you need and can use. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first system you're going to set up is probably the easiest system that you're going to set up and one of the most essential ones that you're going to want to set up. It requires one small battery, one solar panel, uh, an electrical branch, and a blocker. It's pretty simple. So from your solar panel that's up on the roof, it's going into this blocker, into the battery, and then out into your lights. And then when it comes to your lights, you can just daisy chain your lights one after another through the pass-through. And you can run 5 lights total off of this system. And as soon as the solar panel stops collecting energy, your lights will kick on at night, so you'll have power. And considering a quarter of our time we play this game, we're in the darkness, having that power really helps. So moving on to what I believe to be the best solo duo setup is this setup right here. So it does not matter how many solar panels you have or what size battery you have. This system setup right here will remain the exact same. This can be a medium battery, and you can only have a few solar panels up on the roof to start. And then you just upgrade to a large battery and add more solar panels onto it. So in order to max out this system, you want to be running 9 solar panels and a large battery, and that's going to give you more than enough power that you could possibly need to run this system. Now this display right here is going to be my pretend power in from my root combiners. And it's being put through my infinite power system, and then it's coming out this switch and then into what I call, or what's formerly called, an electrical tree, where you're just daisy chaining all of these branches after each other. Now this first branch here I would set up, I would use specifically for my turrets, then my gatehouse slash camper detection, heaters, cameras, anything else that any systems you might want to run off of it. This will be more than enough for you guys to run your solo duo base. It's nice and cheap and easy to rebuild. Moving on, we now move into our smaller group base. So this is like a 4-man group base. You guys want a bunch of turrets to protect your base. You want power for secondary systems. And you also want a base lockdown system because these bases are starting to get a little big now. And you guys don't want to keep opening and closing all of your doors behind you. So this system allows you to not have to do that. So this first system right here is specifically set up for your turrets, which is why it's the first one on the line. To configure these branches right here, it's going to be 150, 101, and then 99. And then we move it into a 3-way splitter after the switch. And the reason we're going to do that is because we're going to have 9 turrets on this. So that's 3-way right there is actually the one over there. And then we have our 3-way splitters that get spread out around the base, but heavily protected because they do run our turrets. And then that's how you're going to extend lines so you can make it 2 turrets faster, is you just have those spread out around your base. Yeah, I knew that was going to turn on. The second system here is going to be just like for the solo duo setup. We have our electrical branches set up right here. So we can run our gatehouses, heaters, cameras, whatever we want to run, auto doors, that kind of stuff. And then we do have our base lockdown system here at the end, which has its own dedicated battery, and it runs on the 3rd line. and it doesn't have any of this infinite power stuff. So now in order to run this full system, I want to say 15 solar panels and 3 wind turbines, and that's going to produce 750 power. And you want to be trying to put 150 power into each one of these, but especially this first one here. So the solar panels will be more than enough to cover these first 2 batteries during the day, and then all of the wind will just take over for this, and then at night the wind will run your first battery to make sure that all of your turrets are covered. So this battery is always full. So this is what I believe to be the best quad group base setup. Quad, 4-man, 3-man, that kind of stuff, or a really Chad solo duo. Moving on, we now have our 5 battery setup. And again, this is all spread out and exaggerated just so you guys can see the wires and how everything moves and runs through the system. But on this system right here, is going to require 24 solar panels and 4 wind turbines to make sure that we are adequately supplying enough power into our system. So our first 2 systems right here, which is 1 and 2, again, we have our turret set up. So like the last system where we had 9, now we can have 18 turrets set up. And also because we have all of this extra power, we can also hook up another 4 turrets to our gatehouse system. So I would have this third line here be specifically for the gatehouse systems and for your extra 4 turrets for your gatehouses. And then this last line right here is the same as all of the other secondary systems, where you run all of your secondary systems off of an electrical tree. So again, you can have your lights and or your cameras and your heaters, that kind of stuff, all off of your secondary systems. And then again, your 5th battery runs off of this electrical branch right here, which happens to be this electrical branch right here. So again, this electrical branch is this electrical branch here on your automatic lockdown system. And I guess while we're here, I should show you the automatic lockdown system. I'm not going to explain it too much, but basically you set this timer here to be however long you want. And then as soon as this timer goes off, it's going to activate this timer, which closes all of your doors. Well, cycles all of your doors. So if you have any closed doors, it'll open the door and then immediately close it. And then if you have any open doors, it'll immediately close those doors. And I like to myself, this one is always set to 1 second. But this one right here, I like to set to 43 minutes or 47 minutes, because I don't want the base locking down, all the time while I'm in it. But at the same time, I don't want it locking down, say, every 30 minutes or every 45 minutes, because then people can realize what's going on, that the base is locking down at a certain time, and they'll be able to time it out. So if you have it set to something like 43 minutes or 47 minutes, then it seems like it's going to be a lot more random. So again, one more time, this is a solo duo setup. We're going to be at 99, 101, and the blocker. And then these get set to whatever system you're running after it. This is the small group based design, 150, 101, 99. 150, 101, 99. And then this one can just be set to 99. For your third system, these ones get set to whatever systems you're running off of them. And then again, we're going to get over to the large group-based system. So it's the same exact thing over there. We're going to do 150, 101, 99, and then this one is also going to be 99. And that's going to be the same for all of them. So that's the only real power systems that you need Any bigger than this, you have to really start getting into some specialty stuff. But this is all the power that you need. Um, and yeah, and then I'll show you in another episode on how to hook up all of your secondary systems and what you can do with them and how they all work. So I hope this video helps, especially with Power Surge coming out. Um, I wanted to make sure that I get these final designs down for you guys so you can just copy and paste them without too much of a headache. And I needed to fully understand them myself and how to work, so I can do these in my sleep now. So um, yeah, please like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. If you have any questions, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Ciao.